Hello, welcome to my channel KDG Sambos Corner, where we give you latest happening around the world on sports, entertainment, politics, food, lifestyle, immigration, and what have you. This is your boy KDG's Papa coming to you today. Hello, my people. Thank God it's weekend. So, what's your plan for the weekend? Can you tell me what's your plan? Is it Owambe? Wedding? Introduction? Traditional marriage? Is it a Ikomo or which one are you going for? Oh, Wambe party jollof, amala. Oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit. Please invite me so that we can come and have fun and enjoy together, drink and lounge. And are you staying at home? Are you going on biking or hiking? Are you going on road trip? Are you at home doing home chores or is it a funeral? Yes, some people are having funeral. They are burying their dead ones and their loved ones. We pray may the souls of the departed rest in peace. Amen. Okay, my people. Today I just want to give you some kind of context on a headline that I saw earlier today as regards $1 billion donation. I mean, Tinubu $1 billion donation causes protests in IDP camp. And that caught my attention. I quickly went to check the IDP camp of a teen and why would they be protesting for a sum of 1 billion donation by the wife of the president, which is the first lady, Remi Tinubu. But come to think of it, did she notify the governor of Benue State? Did she get permission before going there to do charity work? I'm just joking. Just that's aside. Okay, so talking of Reni Tinubu's donation, I know she's been going around Nigeria. You two know she's been donating big money, big sum. Where is she getting all this money from? Eh? 1 billion, 1 billion. She went for to OAU the other day. She donated 1 billion to OAU. And she went to this 1 billion. Where is this money coming from? Yeah, the woman is not working at the moment. So whichever money they are spending is government money. She claimed it's a donation from charity, blah blah blah. We know, but we're not talking about Remi Tinubu today. I'm just looking at IDP camp in Nigeria, and why have we constantly have IDP camps in Nigeria where people that are displaced are being kept? Nigeria is not at war. It's not a war zone. Even though you might think, yes, you are correct. Boko Haram, insurgency, kidnapping, banditry, but not officially, Nigeria is not at war because no country is fighting Nigeria in terms of military personnel and resources. Why do we have so much IDP camps in Nigeria? Where what I used to know is people who are at war, like Russia, Ukraine, Iran, Israel, at war, and people are migrating, seeking asylum, refugee from other places, but not within your own country. Let me shock you with statistics. Just give me a moment. Let me shock you with statistics. So I just did a bit of search on the internet, and I was shocked to see that there were about 1,237 IDP camps in Nigeria, which 304 are official IDP camps. How many local governments do we have in Nigeria? 774. Meaning IDP camps are even more than local governments in Nigeria. A majority of them are in the northern part of Nigeria with few, very few in Edo State. So Borno State has the highest, followed by Adamawa, Yobe, Zamfara, and Benue, with a total population of about 2.7 million people living in IDP camps. These are people that have houses, that have homes, but due to one reason or the other, either flood, natural disaster, either farmer headers clash, either Boko Haram sacking their village, whatever, they became displaced, internally displaced persons. And some have been in IDP camps, they schooled, they grew up, they even start giving birth. And I learned that IDP camp started officially in Nigeria in 2014, but it's been there since 1970s, but just a very minimal amount of it in 2014. So, and come to think of it, this IDP camp is more like a temporary place to keep people who have one issue or the other in order for government to find a suitable or a more permanent place for them, to relocate them back, or to relocate them back to their community, their original community. But I can tell you that is not happening in Nigeria. Once they create an IDP camp, it's permanent. People keep living there. From the figures we got, though it might not be exact and accurate because sometimes they relocate, they move, they collapse, they create a new one. So it keeps flipping, but that's around the figure anyway. So talking of that, let's back to the story of the headline I saw today. Remi Tinubu's $1 billion donation, 1 billion naira, sorry, $1 billion. Hey, oh shit! $1 billion will be like 1 trillion naira. That's Nigerian kind of, and one over 48 of Nigerians' budget. Okay, so 1 billion naira donation to Benue State causes protests in the IDP camps. And the report we got is that many of these officials that are taking care of these IDP camps, they don't use or appropriate the money accordingly. So they don't use it judiciously. It's either they siphon it or channel it somewhere personal into that. So people whose this money are meant to solve their problems still keep suffering while in the IDP camp. But come to think of it, it's because of the negligence of Nigeria government that we even have people in the IDP camp in the first place. Government is supposed to protect and provide security, protect lives and provide security. But when there is no security, headers come, they sack villages, communities. Boko Haram come, they sack villages and communities. People become homeless. And when they become homeless, they take them to the IDP camp. Is this supposed to happen in the first place? Now, we heard about Mokwa community the other day that flood sacked the whole community. Those people are already in IDP camp as we speak. Now we talk about Yellow Water in Benue State that people came to attack and more than over 150 people lost their lives. Those homes that they burned and that were burned, the people that they were sacked or killed their breadwinners, they are now in IDP camps. And government, it's just doing nothing, eating the money that people who have through their sweat contributed through charity for them to take care of these IDP camps. They still siphon the money, they still channel or funnel it somewhere. The governor came out on TV and was speaking abracadabra babrash. Can you imagine? I don't even know. I think the council of bishop, what's it called now, in conference of bishop conference in Nigeria should collect that cape from his neck. I saw one of his pictures that has a cape for priest. They should collect it. That man is a devil incarnate. Calls himself a reverend father. To even delve into a politics as a priest is one thing. The other thing is for you not to even have human hearts. I wonder what he preached when he was a priest at the altar, saying he was preaching, he was God's person. My brother, my sister, it's terrible. And come to think of it, what they think of these politicians is the next election without even putting things in perspective, without even putting things in place. Why do we have so much IDP camps in Nigeria? I ask this question again. And what is government doing to reduce this number? Yes, we understand Boko Haram are killing, are displacing people, but at the same time, if you have put proper security measures in place, these attacks will not come in the first place. Uh, I would like you to watch the clip I'm going to attach to this video as regards this discussion about the protests in Benue State from the money that was donated to them, which was shared from the Arise crew, the What's Trending OG and Co. And if you like what we are doing and you want us to do more, please like this channel, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, hit the notification button so that next time when I post my video, you will get notified and we will take this conversation to the next level. Signing out.
All right. Well, good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending in Benue State, where the state's emergency management agency has responded to protests staged by communities in the state's internally displaced persons camps over hunger and deplorable living conditions. SEMA claims the protests were politically instigated. The demonstrations occurred just hours after the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, announced a 1 billion naira donation and relief materials for the state. The donation, made through her Renewed Hope initiative, was intended to assist families affected by recent attacks, particularly one in the Yelwata community that claimed over 100 lives. However, IDPs at camps like International Market in Makurdi report that relief materials, including those from generous individuals and organizations, are being diverted by camp officials, forcing them to starve. They also highlighted issues such as inadequate shelter, lack of medical care, and poor sanitation. Let's take a look. All right, this came just hours after the First Lady donated that 1 billion naira. But you know, an official at the Benue State Emergency Management Agency, Tema Aga, insists that the IDPs are not being starved and that the government is providing food. He also stated that IDPs from Yelwata often migrate to the International Market camps in Makurdi because it is a newer camp that attracts more aid. Aga insisted that the protests are politically motivated and that the 1 billion naira donation by the First Lady is intended for resettlement, not for immediate food aid, which is quite strange to hear because, I don't know what resettlement means. I'm sure that that also includes food aids. But the complaints are the fact that there are some camp officials that are diverting the food. And I think that their protest is quite legitimate because if they see that the First Lady has come into the state, they'll raise alarm right at the point. But meanwhile, the Benue State Governor, Hyacinth Aliyah, has also reacted to the protest, stating that he would ensure the 1 billion naira donated by the First Lady of Nigeria will be distributed appropriately.
My attention was called to the unfortunate protest by some members of the IDPs at the mega camp over their welfare. And this is why we could not wait for even 24 hours to click before we set up the machinery to ensure that the donation of the First Lady went to the appropriate channel to the IDPs. It is not just for the IDPs at the international market. It is for all the IDPs in the state, and they have to be reassured that what is theirs must go to them.
All right, I applaud the governor here because obviously we were quite worried when we saw that protest, and his assurance here is quite reassuring. Vimbai.
It certainly is, because this is a crisis that, that occurred at his doorstep.
Yes.
And he has been consistent throughout this process. But let me begin with the authenticity of the protesters.
Yes.
I think we've now kind of gotten used to knowing which protests look authentic and which look stage managed. These people, you can see from the look of them, I think this looks very authentic. They blocked the highway. They're still carrying their leaves and their trees. You say they come in peace, but you can see that these people are in distress. Mm-hmm. Now, we often talk about the humanitarian crisis, the IDP camps, because these are people who get forgotten. After the headlines, after we move past the headlines, after we move past the casualty numbers and so forth, we forget that there are people who have left their homes, who have been displaced from their homes, not out of their own volition, but because of the security situation. And because a lot of that, if you remember the images from that attack, a lot of their homes were razed down.
Yes.
They couldn't go back to them. So they need to be reconstructed. Now, in the process of resettlement, which we don't know how long that will take, it's so important to just ensure that whether it be the camp officials or whoever is responsible, ensure that every single kobo is accounted for. Let these people be fed. I mean, what their only crime is that they happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is their homes. That's their only crime. We have a civic duty, and I know that there's several NGOs as well who have been involved in making various donations and ensuring that the relatives and the community members who are displaced can just have a dignified life while they wait for their homes to be rebuilt. So I'm glad that they've protested. Now some succor has come from the First Lady, and the governor has spoken. Let him follow that charge and ensure that every single part of the value chain, whether it be from the feeding to even their medical care and so forth, let's make sure that all of their needs are met.
Well said, Vimbai. Could comment.
Okay, what is the basic foundational issue here? Before, we talk about the atmospherics. It is simply that nobody should be internally displaced in the country.
Correct.
No Nigerian should be a refugee in his own country. And that is why, again, this particular incident reconfirms the point we have always made that, look, people should enjoy their rights as citizens. The Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the right to the dignity of the human person. When people are killed overnight, when communities are sacked, it is their right to dignity that is violated. That's number one. Number two, each time Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the First Lady, donates anything in any part of the country, we always make the point that it's important that the resources are properly managed and monitored.
Transparently.
Accountability is very important because she's been to many states to provide their support. So there's that issue about accountability. Three, people who are in distress, including ordinary people who are in IDPs, they have expectations. This incident occurred, this protest occurred in Benue, less than 24 hours after Mrs. Tinubu visited, and they heard that she donated 1 billion. Now, typical, human behavior. They said, well, where is our money? The average Nigerian has this mentality. Once they hear money, they say it's our money. Because of this distrust between government officials and the people. And the easiest argument that they can put up is to say, oh, state officials are diverting what is meant for us. What do they want? They want the money to be put in envelopes and given to them, which is why the clarification by the information officer from the Benue State Emergency Agency is very important. He said, look, these people, they are fed every day. In fact, even as they are protesting, food has been provided for them. And in fact, they are so well fed that some of them go from their camp to another camp, a nearby camp. They will eat here, they will eat in the other camp. But you see, that's typical, behavior on the part of people who are distressed. But the assurance by the governor that, everything will be done to make sure that they are in very good condition is very important. However, I return to the original point. Nobody should be subjected to any form of distress or displacement or refugee condition inside Nigeria. That should be the ultimate objective of government, either at the federal level or at the state level.
Well said, Dr. Abati.
Signing out.